February 28th, which was Tuesday. My dad was doing his normal routine in the morning, taking his 2 younger daughters to school. He realized that there was 2 cars following him, 2 cars that were unidentified with no plates. They just had lights in the back. So my dad's driving and the car turns on the lights and the sirens, and one gets in back, one in front, and they stop him. In that moment, when the officer approached my dad asked him, "What did I do for you to stop me?" Then he said, "You need to be quiet, you have an order of deportation, and get out of the car." They left my mom and my sister there at the scene, and they just left with my dad. He called us that day and said, "I'm in a room, and they told me in 2 hours I'm going to Tijuana." So everybody had to act as fast as they possibly could. So what we did is, while they were trying to do legal matters, we ended up going to where they had him on 300 North Los Angeles Street, and like a group of people were actually there. We were going to try to stop the bus. That was our intention. Well, Fatima, she's 13, so right now she knows what's going on, but it's really traumatizing for her, especially seeing that now. It's only been a few days, but just in these few days, she just thinks that people are going to follow us, or that she's looking back as we're driving, like from school or just any simple drive that we do. She's looking back and seeing if there's cars in back of us. This is the very first time in our life that we are not with each other all together, and it's really hurtful. My dad came when he was 21. He was young. He made and built his life here. This is what he knew. He's lived here in the US longer than he did in Mexico, so he knows life here. He doesn't know life in Mexico, so for him to try to just say, "Oh, well, you're not from here, so go back to your country," what are you doing to my dad? Like, it could end up in death, because you don't know what goes on back over there where he's from.
My dad, he has to work double because just because he doesn't have papers, but he does what every American does. He wakes up, takes his daughters to school, he goes home, he cleans, cooks with my mom, and after you know, goes to work.
It's hard to think like who's gonna help my mom pay the rent, the bills, the car payments, the insurance. Life is expensive. So he was doing all that for her. So now what is the question? To be going through it firsthand, it's heartbreaking. You don't know how to feel at the moment. Your whole world comes down, seeing this happen to your dad and knowing that he deserves to be out here free, you know, like us, but he's in there locked up because he doesn't have papers to be in this country. I don't feel like Trump should have a right to say who's allowed to be here and who's not allowed to be here. Mexico and the United States are neighbors, but even at that, every other country, it should be about, like, we're all human beings. Like, I don't understand, I just really don't understand why these people have that power to separate families, and that's what Trump is doing.